Yeah, very good morning for all the students. So today's class will be discussing the concept about the HTML's CSS concept. That is how exactly we can include the CSS properties in HTML code. So I hope in the previous classes we already discussed about basics of HTML, the fundamental tags and the primary tags that basically we use to design the web page. Okay, I hope we also have discussed some basic programs just to have a brief idea how exactly the tags works. Okay, because in HTML basically we format the information. For that we make use of the tags that are available. Okay, since you are the beginners, we just discussed some sort of basic tags which were used to design the web pages. Just only the basic components is what we discussed. Okay, so in the today's class, we will be discussing about a concept called CSS, that is cascading style sheets. It is a very important concept of web page designing as far as web page designing is concerned. So here we will see how exactly we can make our web page more attractive by including a lot of properties that are available to make a page more and more attractive and also more responsive as well. So we will see. Before that, we'll have just a brief idea what exactly CSS is about. CSS stands for the Cascading Style Sheets, and basically it defines how HTML elements are to be displayed. So in the previous classes already we discussed what are exactly are the elements, the content, that is the HTML tag, the opening tag, the closing tag, and in between the content, whatever it is there, that put together we call it as an element. So how exactly that is to be displayed, that is decided by the CSS properties, whatever we set. Okay. So styles are normally saved in the external file called external.css files. Okay, there are different ways. Okay, that going forward we'll be discussing. What are the three important methods? Okay. So here, external style sheets enables you to change the appearance and the layout of the pages in the website just by editing one single file. Where this external CSS file contains a lot of properties, which the code that is put into one external file, which can control the appearance of the whole page. Where if you want to do any changes for that particular page, you don't need to change in all the different parts of the code. Just you can edit the style properties in one single file that can control the whole page. So that's the overall concept of this using the CSS. So understanding the style rules. So basically we have to define the rules for the styles, whatever we are going to incorporate. Okay. It composes of two parts, that is selector and the declaration. You can see the selector here, th is a tag I'm using, which is a selector. In this case, it is the table header. And the properties, what I'm defining for that one is declaration color is red. Okay. So whatever the content that comes in table header, okay, its color should be red. So that is the property what I'm going to define here. Okay, so the selector will indicate the element to which the rule is applied, and the declaration determines the property values of the selector. So this is very important to understand that here the selector will identify the element, okay, which you use in your HTML coding. Okay, and declaration will understand or determine the property. Okay, what exactly is the property that should be applied for that particular element. So according to this property, th, that is followed by the curly braces, color colon red semicolon, close the curly braces. So what exactly it means is whenever I use this th tag in my HTML coding, okay, then it should be, the content should be color with the red. So that's the meaning of that. So understanding the style rules is the property specifies a characteristics as the color, font family, position, and followed by the colon, whereas the value expresses specification of the property, like what is the, like a red color, like font family, what kind of what the font style you are going to use, what the font size you are going to use. Okay, followed by the color. You can see here I define one property for this element, that is paragraph. Okay, P stands for paragraph and color is red. So any content, whenever you use the paragraph tag in the HTML page, and between the opening and closing of the paragraph tag, whatever the content that is there, that should be displayed in red. So that's what it means. Okay. We'll also see. So IDs and selectors, we'll see about these things in detail. Before that, we'll see the different ways, different styles, how we can include that CSS file, CSS properties into a file, where you can see that there are three different ways how we can include the CSS into our HTML file. That is by inline, internal, and external. Whereas for inline, by using the style attribute inside the HTML elements, which means to say that whenever you define a particular tag or a component or an element, in line with that, you have to specify what is the CS property. Whereas the internal is by using the style tags within the head section of the HTML file. And finally, it is an external. For external means that is a separate file which contains all the style properties. Where using the using just that one particular file, we are able to control the style properties of the whole page. So that's how it works. You can see simple examples here. You can see here I have included a small code snippet of HTML here, which you can see. Sorry. Yeah. So here you can see there is a h1 tag. Okay. And the property what I'm defining for this one using the style attribute value. Okay. Style is color is blue and color is red. Okay. So according to this, whenever I use the h1 tag, okay, that contents color should be blue. Whenever I use a paragraph tag, its contents color should be red. So that's what it means. So I will just copy this code, okay, just for the demonstration. So this is the output what we are going to get, which you are able to see here, right? So the first line is a blue heading. Okay, you can see the text that is followed, right? So that is within this h1 tag. So h1 tag is the component. Okay, it's the element, right? So for this style properties, color is blue. So any content between this h1, okay, its color will be blue. The content within the paragraph tag here, the color is red. So this is what you're going to get. Okay, I hope you understand what the effect of this one. Okay, just copy this code and you run that, you're going to get this output. Okay. Next is the internal CSS. And internal CSS is used to define the style for a single HTML page. For example, where here you define this style properties within the head section. For example, you can see here a small code snippet wherein you can start with this HTML code, a simple code. Okay, where there is a head section. In that, I started with the style tag. Okay, so within the opening and style tag, I'm going to include all my style properties. What is style property? For a body, I'm defining the property. The background color should be powder blue. And for heading one, the color is blue. H1 tag color is blue. For paragraph, color is red. So that is how I'm going to define my property here. It is the style property what I'm defining here. Okay, just in the body. So once head is closed, okay, I defined all my properties, CSS properties for this HTML page. Okay, in the head section. Okay, so in the body section, I'm not going to use anything. Just I'm going to call this the property, that is the tags, like a body h1 and paragraph. Okay, body h1 and paragraph, which you can see here. Okay, so I'm using here in the body h1 and paragraph, and this is some text that is there. Okay, if you run this code, you're going to get the output. Okay, like this. You can see here, this is a heading and this is a paragraph. You can see heading is displayed with a blue color because I have defined this property here. Okay, and within the paragraph, whatever the content is there, that color is red, which you can see it is in red. Okay, and also for the body, the background color is it's a powder blue because it is just output I'm copied and I've pressed here. If you run this code in the any HTML editor or any editor, okay, you can observe this output accordingly. Okay, so coming to the external CSS. So as we discussed, is something where you save the style properties in separate file. Okay, for example, you can see here what I'm doing. And see, this is one separate file, style.css. Here I'm defining the properties for the body tag, and its value is background color is powder blue. Okay, this is a property what I'm defining, right? So once I define this, so in the HTML program, what I'm doing, using this link tag, I'm going to call this file externally, which is external. It is saved in a styles.css, styles.css separate file. I'm going to call this into my program, okay, by using this link tag with attribute value href is equal to styles.css. You can see here, okay. So relation is style sheet, okay. So close the tag. So which means that whatever the style properties are put into this particular web page, okay, in styles.css, whatever I defined, now that is applicable for this page, okay. So accordingly, I set only one property, background color is powder blue, okay. You can see that here uh, I'm using h1 tag and paragraph tag, and definitely h1 and paragraph tag I'm not specified in any, I have not oh no, yes, it is there, h1 tag and the paragraph tag, you can see the color is blue and color is red for paragraph. Some properties are defined something like this, okay, in the styles.css. You can see, okay, once you run the code, you're going to get this output, okay. It's very simple. So I hope I got some idea what exactly of the CSS, what are the different ways how you can include CSS for any HTML page, okay. That is internal, inline CSS, internal CSS, and external CSS. Whereas inline, you write the style properties in line with the tag. Whenever you define the tag, you write the properties, or you write the style properties. Internal means you include the style properties in the header section, head section of the file, okay, on which you want to apply the CSS properties. Whereas external CSS is nothing but save all the style properties details in a separate file, save it as file name .css, and call that one into your program using the link field within the head section, okay. I hope you got some idea about this one, and that's the concept we'll be discussing in the next class. Thank you.